What is randomized in this ROM, in this tournament? Well, I'm glad you asked. Pretty much everything. Armor, pickups, random items on the map. The hammer shop is available at the beginning, and we start with 30k gold, and sell prices, buy prices, all random. Souls will be in the shop too. Okay, positron in the shop, lightning doll, wood golem. These are good things, and some healing as well for the future. Okay, and it looks like both runners have picked up the positron rifle. Very, very, very strong weapon. You can beat the game with this. It does have kind of an odd hitbox, but it can triple hit if you can space it correctly. So basically a lot of the early game is going to kind of be a joke with the positron rifle. Oh, we've got such a nice sync coming in. Creaking Skull's going down. Okay, there's our Black Panther. To elaborate further on the settings for this randomizer, Black Panther will be our first progression soul that we're meant to find, which allows us to go very quickly, speeds up seeds, and also it's just so fun. Get Kicker from Lunix1006. If you're here from the last race, Lunix and Fuse have swapped places on the stream itself, so Lunix is on the right this time and Fuse is on the left. Oh man, an early yellow book. What will be our soul? Ghost Dancer from Creaking Skull. Oh, I guess it was in the shop, maybe? Or maybe, no, I guess Fuse got it. That's so cool. Okay, Ghost Dancer was one of the canisters. Got it. Cool, so we're one for 3 on the souls. Oh, and an early Manticore as well, deep into the corridor. This is nice. Ooh, interesting. So did Lunix pick up Malphus? I didn't catch it. Okay, I guess it was Gravekeeper that he found. Okay. So there's an interesting logic here. Fuse reset early because he hadn't found Malphus yet. Oh, School on Fuse's side. Lunix decides to go further into the corridor hoping to find Malphus. Malphus being our double jump soul. Now, you're not guaranteed to find Malphus within the corridor, And there are two areas that you can get into where the logic will allow you to find Malphus as well. Like, generally. There's one more that I'll talk about later, but the chapel and the study will, most of the time, if the Malphus double jump soul is not in the corridor, you'll be wound up, you'll find yourself within chapel or the study. Skeleton Blaze. I had one seed not too long ago where Malphus was actually... Oh, Hippogriff. Okay, so we're gonna go with Flight instead of Double Jump. But, so the seed that I was talking about... Oh, and Giant Bat as well? This is hilarious. The Double Jump was in Reservoir. And a Red Book? And we already have Arachne? We're 2 out of 3 at this point. This is looking like a speed seed if I ever saw one. Wow, what a race. One thing that Lunix does have that Fuse hasn't gotten is Backdash. Backdash is also another soul that is placed twice within the seed. So Fuse could find it someplace else, other than the end of corridor. But the reason I bring it up is because Backdash is really valuable for these weapons that don't auto-cancel when you land. You can backdash and jump immediately after landing to basically nullify the lag. Oh, we've got a freeze on Linux side. That's okay. We'll follow Fuse in the dance hall. Lunix has made his way into dance hall now. Okay, great. Hippogriff can be a little awkward to use without having double jump as well. We're seeing a divergence here. Lunix will continue to finish up more of the dance hall. Fuse is going back to the corridor. What will we find here? Just a little bit of money at the beginning. Okay, just to let you know where this is in the bracket, We're on the loser's side now. Fuse and Lunix are playing in round 4. Fuse defeated Algorithm, and Lunix defeated Dirksu within the loser's bracket to make it this far. And to make it to this match specifically. The winner of this match will end up facing Saturn Spade, who has been making quite a run for himself as well. He fell to Jupiter Climb in the loser's side, and has been awaiting his opponent. Okay, Fuse back in the chapel, getting the last few things here, and Lunix finding Balor. Now, I wanted to mention this, but I figured I'd wait till it was relevant. Positron's kind of hard to use in this fight. Those big meaty fists, they just get in the way. But as you can tell, Lunix is making a very good, is very skilled. He's doing way better than I would, that's for sure. Inner quarters on Fuse side now. Okay, katana, that's always nice. It's always good to find a katana and a fast weapon that's reliable. Okay, phase 2 of Balor for Lunix. This was very well done. Okay, just a great armor in the quarters. Good fight. GG's great armor. Lunix is going to get a lot of levels from this after defeating Balor. Tsuchinoko does not grace us with their presence this time though. And the Stormy Tower, what will we see up here? Will we see our third book? Oh no, the skip! I couldn't tell what he picked up! The suspense. But it didn't look like a book. Based on the text. Okay. Fuse will find one of these entrances leads back to the corridor. So that'll be nice. Maybe he'll get his backdash if he chooses to go further. Oh, and the other side leads to Forbidden. This is good. Getting some of these tiresome areas out of the way quickly is always a good idea. And once again, Fuse will decide to open up the entrance first. And at least a reservoir, okay. And he chooses to go further. The two checks below in the forbidden area do take some time. So finding the entrance leading into a much more open area, this is a nice decision. I agree with this play. A blocking mail drop from the Triton? That's awesome! Was that just like, he just picked up the Iron Plate and equipped it, and it's like, well, you know what? Iron Plate is good and all, but how about some skill dodges? Fuse taking this extra safe. I don't know if he has a lot of healing or not, but it's not a bad idea to not take unnecessary hits if you don't need to. And we're headed to the waterfall. Lots of good things to be found here, I'm sure. And we get Galamoth behind the waterfall. Oh, I missed that one item thing. Cream soda. Does anyone in here like cream soda? I'm a big fan. Oh, he's not checking behind the waterfall. Did he not pick up Manticore? Did I track that on accident? Perhaps he wants to shop before going behind the waterfall. No, I guess I must have tracked it on accident, or he's just choosing not to do it right now. I'm not sure. I know for sure that Lunix has it, so possibly it was in the later corridor sections. Anyway, doubts aside, Hugh's going back to immediately turn in the Galamoth, or see the results of this Galamoth pickup, and Lunix diving deeper within Forbidden, finding an ancient belt, and there's one more item to be seen. Also, I'm interested if he'll try the Ripper farm with the Positron. He will. Oh man, look at them go. Alright, the two items at Galamoth. A blue book. Oh, and Calidvolg. What is it? Alistair from Red Crow. That's easily farmable, and the Red Crow is also in the gardens, which is one of our required areas. We don't have Alistair yet. Okay. So now it's basically just a mad dash. Practically in go mode. Oh, and Death Sickle for Lunix? That's nice. Oh, I wonder if Fuse remembers what the Yellow Soul is. He was double checking the books, which has me a little nervous. Calibulb is a very strong weapon too. Also a quick weapon, it'll auto-cancel once you land. And it's Dark Element, so it's one of a few weapons that do exceptionally well against Julius. Although the Positron also does exceptionally well against Julius, so I don't know if it really matters at this point. Okay, 18 minutes in. We have a lot of information, but we haven't seen a lot of areas yet. Okay, Lunix gets the clock tower, and there's backdash. Backdash for Fuse. And Lunix backs out. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, he did, he does still have more of the reservoir to get through. Okay, there's Fuse's Manticore. Okay, I was mistaken. Sorry about that. And we see the study. I don't really blame Fuse for backing out of there. Something to note about the randomized locations is the doors will lead to like logical sections. So a door that's on the right side of the room will not take you to, will not zip you across the other side of the room to the left side. So while Fuse finds top floor, which is huge. So in the context, and the other side of the top floor is that. In the case of like looking for gardens or looking for like a specific place, you want to go through entrances that have doors on the right side, because the two entrances to garden are on the right side. We also get a levitate from Fuse, a very popular weapon, very, very, very useful. So while I just went into detail about the entrances and things like that, I mean, there's no telling what our runners are thinking and what their plan or strategy is. I just figured I would relay some extra information. Something interesting about having Hippogriff without Malphus is, ordinarily, using Hippogriff, nice skill dodge, using Hippogriff will restore your double jump in midair, but when you don't have Malphus, you can't double jump afterwards anyways. So it can lead to some like awkward platforming or spacing or things like that, just because most of the time you expect to have Malphus as well. Oh, and we see Lunix, he gets his blue book. What will his decision tree be now? Fuse picks up the elfin robe this time. I wonder if he regrets missing it last time. Lunix climbing reservoir. Being able to navigate reservoir regardless of which entrance you've come from is an incredible skill. It definitely is not as simple as one might think. Okay, Fuse picks up Ghost Dancer. I don't know if he knows or remembers that's the yellow soul he needs. Because he did reset really early. He's just doing these checks again, so he will find out that that is the yellow soul he needs then. Regardless. To go back on the reservoir topic. Oh, and Arachna? Okay, so both of those souls were there. Interesting. Alright then. Now Fuse only needs to find gardens to either farm for the blue soul or find the blue soul in a canister. Lunix is also in the same position. He hasn't found top floor yet, but he knows what all three souls are, and is just looking for his next step forward here. This is a race, man. Oh, there's the gardens and its vanilla location. Okay, so Lunix can farm Red Crow here if he wants to. He gets the Alistar soul. Interesting. That was our blue soul for the last race. Red Crow is here in this room that Lunix is in. although he passes up on it. Ah, Fuse found the gardens. Okay, what will Fuse choose to do? Lunix hasn't found top floor yet, so that might have influenced his decision. Okay, he kills it. He's farming for the soul. That led him to... He got the souls very quickly from farming last seed. The drop rate for the required souls from the monsters, even though they're randomized, is still increased. But again, it's also random. Wait. Oh, he could have just picked up the Alistar. I'm sorry. I thought Alistar was the last seed soul. It's actually this seed soul. So then the blue soul... Okay, so Lunix and Fuse both have all 3 souls that they need. Lunix just needs to find top floor, which is in the corridor, so I believe he'll find it soon. But... Oh man. Okay, Lunix choosing to go through Clock Tower. And oh man, with the looping nature of top floor as well, he's not going to find any other entrance into there. He's not going to get any breadcrumbs to any other part of the top floor. Dang, that is just so unfortunate. So our only entrance to top floor, I think it was the vanilla location even. But it was one of the flight locations in the corridors. What? When did he get Death's Robe? When did Fuse get Death's Robe? Oh my god. When I have the chance to watch seeds like this where you have very powerful equipment and find most of what you need really early on, I always wonder what's going through each player's minds, because it's like, oh man, how far? They may be thinking, like Lunix may be thinking, I really need to rush to find top floor because since we've had all these things so early, Fuse might have gotten lucky and found where he needs to go right away. Or in the other case, Fuse might be feeling the same thing, and it's like, okay, I need to play risky, I need to do this, or something of that sort. I know in races where I've had really good items, I have a tendency to want to rush things, because I don't want to give my opponents the edge, even with like the good equipment, because that does like kind of shrink the skill gap in a way. And so if my opponent found had a lucky break or just went a different direction and found something that I didn't, then that could change everything. But enough ranting. Fuse is the first person into the Graham fight. This is awesome, and we still don't have double jump. Shells has predicted Malthus behind Graham, but I guess we're gonna find out now, aren't we? Lunix finds top floor. Okay. And we're seeing Calibold being used on Graham. Positron is really hard to use on Graham. Alright, we're into phase 2 now. On Fuse's side. Double checking our souls just to make sure we know what to have on. Arachna, Alistar, and Ghost Dancer. Alright, and Lunix is on his heels, going into the Graham fight now. You'll see on Lunix's side that he had the Lilith Soul equipped, and his Manticore, as well as extra levels that he got from doing the Balor fight, his Manticore is doing a lot more damage even, like 24 more than Fuse's. Every little bit of intelligence really does boost the Rush Soul's power by a lot. Nice final hit off by Fuse. This is a really close race, y'all. What is behind Graham? Ascalon, that's not bad, and Needles. Okay. Where is Malphus? Okay, well, Fuse, he's going to be heading his way down. He's going to warp back to corridors and get the gardens from its normal entrance, actually. Lunix has finished Graham as well. He's coming in. He's going to be heading to the gardens as well. Wow. Let's see how far apart they are. It's looking like maybe a minute, 90 seconds. Fuse enters the gardens at 31:09. Let's see when Lunix enters the gardens. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lunix. Lunix. You please remember. Oh, I have bated breath here. He did warp back to the right place. He was entering Julius. Okay, it looks like Lunix remembers. Wow, so the race was even closer than I thought, but Lunix taking a moment there. It is practically a minute apart. Fuse entering the Julius fight, using the positron, an incredibly useful weapon here. You can just kind of chill. Backdash, also amazing for this fight. This is so exciting, y'all. Oh my god. What's gonna happen? Fuse is getting juggled. Yeah, let's just take him across the room. Okay, so Lunix, because of the Blur fight, is doing 7 more damage per hit with the positron. And just more intelligence with Lilith as well. Manticore will also be doing more damage. So, oh no, okay, so maybe he doesn't quite have everything set up. Fuse is doing 119 with Manticore, Lunix is doing 114. Fuse did pick up Death's Robe. I didn't see if he equipped it, but he does have that. Fuse into phase 2, first one into phase 2. Phase 2 is a little bit trickier with the positron than in phase 1, simply because there's no more stagger mechanic. So Julius will be chasing you down a little bit more aggressively. Lunix is in phase 2 already now too! Oh my gosh. What the? Could this come down to the wire? Fuse is definitely taking a lot less damage from this fight. He's been playing it a lot more cleanly. Oh man, and the manipulate. Oh my gosh. Who's going to finish first? This looks neck and neck almost. Fuse is the first to finish. Wait, no, Lunix was the first to finish. Oh my god. This is a race, y'all. Lunix does not save. Rahab sorted our first check. This is so close, y'all. It went from being Lunix a minute behind entering Guardians Gardens to closing the gap within just the Julius fight. Are we gonna see game 3? Still no Malphus, by the way. No double jump to be seen. Okay, a red soul that we're choosing not to find to get. Lunix is picking up even more time throughout this chaotic section. And it turns out it was Zombie Soldier anyway. Okay, Lunix will be the first into the Chaos 1 fight. He's going to save. Alright, let's see what happens, y'all. Okay, Lunix going for a safer Levitain fight. Overall, Levitain is incredibly helpful, useful. It's a strong weapon. You can beat the game with just Levitain. It doesn't multi-hit like Positron or any of the katanas, but it is very reliable. And Fuse, what will he choose? He chooses to stick with Positron. I wonder if that could help make up some time. Okay, there's just over a 40-second gap between these players. Nice Rush Soul on the yellow statue. You don't often see Rush Soul in this fight just because usually you take out each statue pretty close to the other one. Okay, Lunix into Chaos too. Fade to black on 38 minutes. Look at that Positron multi-hit on Fuse's side though. Oh, and he's still using Levitain. Yes, just switch to Positron. Switch to Positron. Come on, Lunix. Oh, Positron does great against these eyes. And Fuse is going in. He's closed something of 20-30 seconds now. 22-23 seconds apart. And will Fuse use the Positron on the eyes? He's using Positron. This is anyone's game. Nice backdash. His Fuse is already down one eye. Okay, Lunix has 2 down. It can't be understated how dangerous this fight can get, by the way. Something wrong could just happen. Lunix content with just 2 eyes using his Rush Soul right now. Oh man, he's getting comboed. He does have healing, but not a lot of it. Fuse got his 2 eyes down. We're neck and neck at this point. Ooh, Fuse using Ascalon on the core. Interesting. That's a good choice. Oh my god. I don't know who's gonna finish first, y'all. What do y'all think? Who do y'all have? Lunix doesn't have much healing left. I don't know what Fuse has. Those orbs are creeping in on Fuse's side. Okay, just one more melon left for Lunix. Ooh, and he's getting comboed. It's not over till it's over, y'all. Yo, y'all gotta see this. Y'all gotta see this. I'm a little bit ahead, but you have to see this. Oh my, bro. Bro. So on the race time, it showed that they finished 1 second apart from each other. Fuse finished at 41:29 and Lunix finished at 41:30. Welcome, Fuse. Hello.
Hey,
Good job on the race.
and at the end there, like I clicked done and like I didn't even see it as two separate lines coming up with us both completing. I saw the text come up from hit over to Lunix's, and I was surprised it was done. I was thinking I must have lost at that point because I only saw the one text scroll up on the side, so I figured that if I didn't see another one, that must have been you must have finished earlier and I didn't notice. But it must have been very close. Well, time is showing very close to simultaneous, so that.
Yeah, that second race was neck and neck. Well, I mean, it became neck and neck very quickly coming into the Julius fight. It was, you were about a minute ahead of Lunix going into Julius, but he ended up catching just a much better fight overall and just closed that gap in pretty much within that fight, and it was neck and neck from there on out.
Yeah, maybe I probably should not have used positron, at least for the first phase, I'm guessing, because it's like multi-hit and it stuns him faster, so I'm guessing that's what caused that difference. I don't know, it does good damage, but it's definitely a safe fight, and I don't think I really needed safe, though, because I had a lot of healing, so
yeah,
probably should have stuck with like the Khalid Bulk or something. No, I didn't think about it too much when I was going in there. I just know that positron works well on that fight, and wasn't really considering the Julius's stun factor.
Yeah, so
I would.
Lunix ended up fighting Balor within the seed. I think he was at the bottom of Dance Hall. That Balor, he found Balor. So his positron was doing, I think it was 7 damage extra per hit. He also used positron against Julius too, but I think just overall he just had a cleaner fight. That's what it was, because both of you had pretty similar strategies up until the chaos fight.
I was a little worried at the beginning of that because, you know, I go up to the upper part of the inner corridor there, and I still don't find Malthus. So at that point, you know, I decided I wasn't gonna go commit to doing the rest of corridor without, checking the other stuff there at the beginning, like if there was another easy entrance or something. So, and I was wondering if I was just gonna be bleeding time and Malthus was just gonna be down there at the end near like the giant bat lock or whatever, but that actually wasn't the case, and that worked out really well.
Yeah, that was one of the deciding factors that gave you the lead in the early part. Lunix ended up going deep into the corridor to the end, which led to quarters. He did get backdash and Manticore for his troubles, but as it turned out, he had to turn around and go back to the beginning of the corridor.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting one because the yellow book was up there early, and then the red book I scooped up pretty quickly as well. Then when I found Galmoth, I sort of made a beeline back to that, and I got the second book. So fairly early in, I was sort of concluding that I was going to be farming just because I had the info, and I ended up farming on both of those, didn't I? Which ended up working out pretty well. Both of those farms all three of those farms I did went really fast.
Yeah, I was impressed. Funny to note, actually, in the second seed, the Alistar soul that you needed was actually just a room over in the gardens in the canister. Lunix picked that up and didn't have to farm Red Crow.
Okay, well, at that point, I was already into farm mode. I was not even doing any checks anywhere. When I was hitting area transitions, I was looking specifically for gardens because I needed gardens, and as well as I know where Red Crow is in gardens, whereas I don't remember where any Red Crows are elsewhere, if there are any elsewhere.
Yeah, I think that's the only place where Red Crow is at. But we also have Lunix joining us for the interview. Lunix, how are you feeling?
That was an amazing race.
Yeah, that was really close. Like I was telling Fuse as he got in here, Fuse had a minute lead on you going into the Julius fight, but by the end, you were the one that had the first finishing blow. And you basically gained 20, 30 seconds, almost 40 seconds going into the Chaos 1 fight. But then Fuse ended up using Positron for both of the Chaos sections, and then it became so close.
I see.
Did Lunix ever find Malthus?
Never.
Yeah, I wonder where that was at. We had some guesses that it was like, we originally thought it was behind Graham, and then by the end of it now it's like, it's probably somewhere in Reservoir.
I got some troubles dodging Chaos Orbs in the last fight.
Right, yeah, it was looking really dodgy.
I was like, where is my second jump?
Yeah, I ended up doing 2 eyes because of that, which I guess is fine because I had Aslan, which hits for so hard, but I figured that nothing was going to actually do enough damage for getting the upper eyes down reasonably quickly.
Yeah, I use Positron for release.
So for the majority of the race, Fuse was actually leading. Fuse decided to reset in the midway of Corridor and went back to where the chapel was. Whereas Lunix decided to, finish more of that. Also, Lunix decided to go down into the dance hall further to fight Balor, as we saw. So it looked like it was just Fuse's race the whole time. Fuse found top floor first, and then found gardens. Ended up getting all 3 souls first. But it was that Julius fight that really...
correct you on one thing there, which is I did not reset out of Corridor. I slept in Corridor, and I loaded my non-sleep. So, as I was doing those other checks, I still had to sleep there in Corridor. So if nothing panned out, I could just reset and load the sleep and still be back in Corridor with that stuff done.
Oh, that's a really interesting strategy.
I just really fought Valor because of the experience. I wanted that because I already had 2 books. So
Yeah, and that was
a
really
couple
well
levels,
done too. Not easy
yeah.
with the positron.
couple extra levels will help a lot.
Well, this was a real joy to watch, and really glad that I had the opportunity to do commentary. And y'all are just 2 very good runners. I'm not sure what the decision on the result will be just yet. We may have to deliberate on that. But is there anything else y'all want to say? Any comments?
Not really. This is gonna be real interesting to watch back.
Thanks for making this randomizer. It is awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Fuse. Okay, and with that, we're gonna close out this set now. It was a real joy again. Make sure to follow the runners and the crew, of course. SpeedGaming puts a lot of effort into making this happen. And if you're interested in more RSR, keep your eyes glued to the tournament. The SpeedGaming streams we're getting them in, and there's also the the SGL tournament that will happen later in the year. And with that, we'll see y'all next time. Thanks again for watching.